Hi guys, Liz with the Busy Bee here. Today we'll be making this really great orange plush. I just love these patterns worked up in jumbo size. They just turn out so great. You can even get really into it and add a leaf and a stem as seen here. As always, the link to the written pattern will be provided in the description box below if you want to follow along with that as well. So let's get started. The materials you need are your yarn needle, stitch marker, scissors. Today we'll be using a size 8mm crochet hook and your yarn. I have green for the inside of the orange and orange color for the main piece. Okay, so let's get going. For round 1, we're going to begin with our crochet hook and our green colored yarn, and we're going to be making a magic ring of 6 single crochet. So for that magic ring, we're going to take our yarn and wrap it around 2 fingers going away from us. Take our crochet hook, go in between those 2 loops and pull up that back one just like this, and then yarn over to make 1 chain. Okay, so now we'll be making our 6 single crochet. We'll go into our magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops in our hook for 1 single crochet. Now I'll just repeat that 5 more times for a total of 6 single crochet. When we reach this last single crochet, we're going to color change to our orange colored yarn. So we're going to go into our magic ring and pull up a loop, but right before we yarn over, we're going to take our orange color, loop it over a crochet hook, leaving a bit of a tail, and then use this to pull through those 2 loops to complete that 6 single crochet. Now we can close our magic ring, and cut off the extra green yarn. I'll place a stitch marker in that 6 single crochet. Now with the orange colored yarn, we'll single crochet once in each of the next 6 stitches. Now we can place our stitch marker in, and after round 2 we should have 6 single crochet. For round 3 we're going to front loop single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. For your front loops, we have 2 loops in each stitch, this back one here and this front one. So for round 3 we'll only be working in this front one, not the back one. So into that front loop only, just like this, make 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 front loops. After round 3, we should still have 6 single crochet. For round 4, we're going to increase in each of the 6 stitches. To increase, we're just going to place 2 single crochet in each stitch. At the end of round 4, we should have 12 single crochet. For round 5, we're going to increase in the first stitch, and then make 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Now we're just going to repeat that pattern, starting again with an increase for the next 10 stitches. At the end of round 5, we should have 18 single crochet. For round 6, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then make 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Now we're going to repeat this pattern for the remaining 15 stitches, starting again with an increase. At the end of round 6, we should have 24 single crochet. For round 7, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then single crochet once in each of the next 3 stitches. Now repeat this for the remaining 20 stitches, starting again with that increase. At the end of round 7, we should have 30 single crochet. For round 8, we're going to begin by increasing in that first stitch, and now single crochet once in each of the next 4 stitches. Now repeat this for the remaining 25 stitches, starting again with an increase. At the end of round 8, we should have 36 single crochet. For round 9, we're going to single crochet once in each of the next 36 stitches. At the end of round 9, we should still have 36 single crochet. For round 10, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then single crochet once in each of the next 5 stitches. Now repeat this pattern for the remaining 30 stitches, starting again with an increase. At the end of round 10, we should have 42 single crochet. For round 11, we're going to single crochet once in each of the next 42 stitches. After round 11, we should still have 42 single crochet. For round 12, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then make 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Now just repeat this for the remaining 35 stitches, starting again with that increase. At the end of round 12, we should have 48 single crochet. For round 13, we're going to single crochet once in each of the next 48 stitches. At the end of round 13, we should still have 48 single crochet. For round 14, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then single crochet once into the next 7 stitches. Now just repeat this pattern for the remaining 40 stitches, starting again with that increase. At the end of round 14, we should have 54 single crochet. For round 15, we're going to single crochet once in each of the next 54 stitches. At the end of round 15, we should still have 54 single crochet. For round 16, we're going to decrease using the first 2 stitches. So we're just going to go into those first 2 stitches and pull up a loop from both. And then yarn over and pull through all the loops on our hook. Now we're just going to single crochet once in each of the next 7 stitches. Now repeat both of these steps for the next 45 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 16, we should have 48 single crochet. For round 17, we're going to single crochet once in each of those 48 stitches. At the end of round 17, we should still have 48 single crochet. For round 18, we are also just going to single crochet once in each of those 48 stitches. after round 18, we should still have 48 single crochet. For round 19, we're going to decrease using those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once in each of the next 6 stitches. Now repeat both steps for the next 40 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 19, we should have 42 single crochet. For round 20, we're going to single crochet once in each of the next 42 stitches. At the end of round 20, we should still have 42 single crochet. For round 21, we're going to decrease using those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once in the next 5 stitches, and now repeat both steps for the next 35 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 21, we should have 36 single crochet. For round 22, we're going to decrease using those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once in each of the next 4 stitches. Now repeat both steps for the next 30 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 22, we should have 30 single crochet. For round 23, we're going to decrease using those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once in each of the next 3 stitches. Now repeat both steps for the next 25 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 23, we should have 24 single crochet. For round 24, we're going to begin by decreasing using those first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once into the next 2 stitches. Now repeat both steps for the next 20 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 24, we should have 18 single crochet. For round 25, we're going to decrease using the first 2 stitches, and then single crochet once in the next stitch. Now repeat both steps for the next 15 stitches, starting again with that decrease. At the end of round 25, we should have 12 single crochet. At this point, we can go ahead and stuff our orange fully. Okay, so I will just continue stuffing the orange until it's full and then meet you back here when it's done. Okay, and here is the orange all stuffed and full. Now it's time to move on to our last round. For round 26, we're just going to decrease using 2 stitches at a time for each of the 12 stitches. At the end of round 26, we should have 6 single crochet. Now we can go ahead and fasten off. Now we're going to take our tail and thread it onto our yarn needle. To sew this hole closed, we're going to go through each of the 6 stitches front loops and pull tight. Once that remaining hole is closed, we can go ahead and hide the tail. Okay, and now here is our finished orange. I just love it so much. You can find the link to the written pattern and full shop in the description below, where we have lots of other fun and easy projects just like this. I would love to see your finished results, so don't forget to find and tag me on social media as well. Also subscribe, we have a lot of great tutorials coming out to the channel and I wouldn't want you to miss out. Okay, until next time, bye!